League. So this is one of my pre-orders I got the other day. It's from the IP of Sideshow called Court of the Dead, and this character is named Kier, if you could see Kier. Let's see, I did read up a bit about this character. Finally, a video I have some background about this person. So in a nutshell, she is a twin, so there are two Valkyries, but this person Kier is kind of a abomination of sorts, so they kind of cast her out 300 style. So when they cast her out, Death found her, and he basically adopted this person and taught her how to fight, use her spirit powers, and be a really bad bitch, I guess. And then she's out for revenge for her Valkyrie sisters. Now, this is like an alternative version of this character. This is like the pure version, because I have the angry zombie one. I'll show you in a bit, but this is like maybe an alternate universe type. So this is how she would look like if she was a pure Valkyrie. And since I'm such a completionist slut, I had to get this so I could pair it with my zombie Kier, spirit Kier, angry Kier, monster Kier, so I could put them side by side, I guess. And that's the story of why I got this person. Now, TB League is something I'm not really familiar with. I'm not really into. I'm just into this particular character, and you'll see why. So let's take a look at this lady. And there she is, Miss Kier herself. Now I have to prop her up on her base because there is no way to balance this figure because of how squishy it is. This is a very squishy figure. Let's see if I can fix the lighting a bit. It's a bit too blown out. Yeah, there we go. Is that okay? Let's fudge it up a bit. Okay. So this is Kier in her pure form with her large base. There is no way to balance this type of figure. You'll need a stand because she's got some little feats. But she's a very, very squishy figure. I'll do a close up on that. So this is how she looks like. A very large base, very heavy too, nicely detailed. It's got these things on it. I don't really know what this is about. It's like monster claws, kind of dealy. These hurt. I grabbed them the wrong way when I was trying to get them out, and they really poke you, man. These things are sharp. Let's see if I get that. They're very pokey nails. It's probably a monster she's slain or something. It looks like a tree. Maybe she killed an ant. Oh. Let's see if I get there. There you go. So that's her. I don't really collect TB League figures because of their proportions. I really do not like their proportions for when it comes with the lady anatomy, because I don't know if you could tell, but she's very well endowed, and it kind of looks weird from this angle. You know? Is it just me? Am I just a weirdo? But her proportions are a bit too exaggerated for me. But, I had to complete the pair, so I had to get her. But the zombie, the monster Kier, if you will, they have the same body. But for some reason, it looks toned down on her. I'll show you in a bit. But this one is... she will get some looks, that's for sure. So she does come with some accessories, not a whole lot, but she comes with 2 pairs of big ones. Pardon the pun, but she comes with wings. and these wings are huge. So let's take a gander at her accessories. Collar, bracelet, ankle guard, sword, hand, wing. So here are the stuff she comes with. Not a whole lot, but I think the wings kind of compensate the lack of accessories she has. So let's take a look at her big swords. This thing is plastic all around. It's not die cast, but being Sideshow, they do not lack in detail, if you see that. So yeah, pretty detailed. See if I can focus, do one round. It's a shame that this isn't die cast, but it's hard plastic. See if I can focus. Yeah. So it's not as shiny as a Valkyrie sword should be. It's kind of flexible, but you know, it does the trick. This is the only weapon she has, this big sword. Next up, let's take a look at her collar, her armor collar, yeah, let's just call it her armor collar. So this looks more bony. In the promo pics, it looks more gold. If you see in this picture here, it looks more gold than bony. It's more like a pearl type coloring. Let's see if I could fix the light because it's kind of blowing it out. Yeah, it's like a bone pearl type of color. So this just sits on her. It doesn't really peg in anywhere. And this little slit is where her cape goes. I'll show you her cape in a moment because I couldn't fit it on this little stool I have. Then we have her little ankle brace, ankle armor. Now this is really fun to put on her because she's such a squishy figure. The fear of tearing her skin is really apparent when you try to put this on. I'll show you how squishy she is in a moment. So yeah, that's her little ankle brace. I don't really know which side is which. I don't think it matters. Like which one's left, which one's, does it really say on the thing? Oh, it does say. Shit. Okay. So this left one is the right one. Okay. What a useless review I've become. That's alright, we live and learn. So this is her bracelets, I guess. Now these things help hide her seam lines if you position it just right, and they have a little face of corn there. It's really tiny, but the details there. Let's see how far I can close up. This is the maximum I can close up. Yeah, so this actually, I think it flexes because when I got it out of the box, it was more tighter. But since I fudged it a bit yesterday, now it's like a little more wider. So I'm guessing it flexes with the figure. And the other one's the same. And this is her arm bracelet. This goes under her bicep. You can see little skeleton buddies there. You can see that. Can you see that? Yeah. Kind of cool. The monster Kier, the revenant Kier, if you will, has the same amount of accessories. I think they're the same, but just different colored. And she has a shoulder guard as well. I'll show you that later. What else should we see? Okay, let's take a look at these wings. These honking wings. Now these wings come in a separate box because they're so huge. But they're pretty lightweight, so you don't have to worry about the figure tipping over. So yeah, it's got some claws. Got some weird ass claws poking out. This is the relaxed posed wings. The neutral pose wings. And that's the peg that goes into her back. It's very pearl kind of color, kind of shade. It's very shiny. Which is nice. I never had a winged figure before. And there's a reason why, because they take up so much space. Well, the other one's the same. So let's take a look at the flying pose one. This is the honking beast one. Look how big that is. Look how much shelf space that will take up. This is just one wing. Imagine having two. This will not fit in your detail, that's for sure. This figure has to be outside some sort of... You have to have a real specific place for this girl. So yeah, there's the flight pose. Flight. I guess position for this wing. There's got some claws there too. Don't know how that would be effective though. And there's the peg, and the other one is exactly the same. It looks big, but it's really lightweight. It's like styrofoam weight, so you wouldn't worry about it tipping your figure too much. It won't make your figure back heavy. It's pretty durable too. I mean, if it fell, heaven forbid, no pun intended, I don't think it'll break because of how lightweight, and it's not really dense. So yeah, those are her wingy wings. And lastly, we got her cape. She comes with a cape, but it's kind of fidgety to put on her. This is the inside of the cape. I don't know what this is supposed to represent. It's not really it's just patterns really. Just random patterns. And then the back, it's a very woolly type of fabric. And then you tie it here. Can you see that? Yeah, you tie it there. Well, that's it. That's all she comes with. Not a whole lot, but what she lacks in accessories, she makes up with her looks, her pose, which I'm gonna show you right now. Oops. Forgot to show you the hand she comes with, so nothing to preach about, but these are like her claw hands, like I'm gonna get you hands. There are no paint on the nails, like there's no flesh tones, kind of just one tone, which is unfortunate. But they're pretty rubbery. Kind of dirty too. Whoosh. So those are her I'm gonna get you hands. This is the same, really. Then she got some sword holding hands. Holding her sword, nothing special. You can see the seam lines there. That's unfortunate. But yeah, those are her sword hands if you want to hold her like that. So yeah. Sorry about that, but the wings are about to fall on the stool, so I had to cut the video. But let's take a look at Kier herself. Da-dum! Here she is. All flesh tone and kind of squishy. Now, I'm going to show you how squishy this girl really is. Let's take a look at her feet. A little... That's how squishy she is. Holy fuck, this thing feels so weird. I'm sorry, it's just her whole body is just really squishy. I feel very uncomfortable like manhandling her because I feel like I want to apologize every time I pose her because it feels so real. It's very squishy. Her hands are hard, but the rest of her is squishy. Yeah, even her boobaloobs, they're squishy. They're squishy. Her head's not squishy though. Her head is hard. So yeah, so I guess this is TB League's thing really. This is they are the forerunners for these type of bodies. These squishy, these anatomically correct bodies. I feel like I apologize every time I pose her because it feels like I'm like bad touching her all over. But yeah, she's squishy. She's a squishy girl. If you guys know TB League, their stuff is squishy. Squish. So yeah, this is the you port the wings on. The wings stay on pretty well. If you don't fudge it too much, they stay on. You don't have to worry about it like slipping off. And this is her head. She's got some purple eyes. I'll move my hand, sorry. She's got some purple eyes. Let's see if I can get some light here. There we go. I don't have a lot of female figures. Strangely enough, I don't. Really, do I? I have Nebula, Gamora, and Rey. That's the only female figures I've got in 1/6 scale form. Yeah. Her head goes on pretty well. And it comes off pretty well too. Oop. So as you can see, the frame in this whole body is metal like this. Because you don't want plastic to be the skeleton of this thing. Because if that plastic breaks, like if this breaks, there's no way of fixing it. Because there's no way to get in there basically, because it's all sealed. So it makes sense if it's all metal, so it doesn't degrade over time. Let's see. Yeah, you don't have to press real hard to get it in there. She comes with a halo. Well, not really a halo, just a halo-esque accessory. Do Valkyries have halos? Not really knowledgeable on that kind of stuff. Norse mythology. So yeah, this is Kier. This is the pure Kier. It's a bit yellow. Why so yellow? Yeah, there we go. Now, as for dust is concerned, there were some, I guess, loose bits. I don't know if you can see on camera, but sorry. There are some flecks here. I don't know what that is. It came with the figure. This figure came with some stuff on it. I don't know if it's dust or just it's like protective layer to keep the body more malleable. So yeah, how to get it off, I don't know, but I do not recommend running this thing underwater. Just maybe lightly just do that. You got it. So yeah, that's TB League. Oop. That's their what do you call it? This is their forte, I guess, this type of body. Sorry, Kier. See? Yeah, so that's her. With her very... God. It looks so weird. Boing. My wife likes to touch this. She likes to touch this in a very weird way. She comes into my room and just gropes her. Yeah, this is the wife I have to live with. So let's kit her out. Let's see what she looks like with all her stuff on her. Ta-da! So here she is, all kitted out with her wings, her armor, her sword, her base. And as you can see, she has a real presence. I mean, her wings alone is enough to catch your eye. So this is her. I don't really like collecting these mythological looking figures. There are a bunch out there. But, you know, like I said before, I'm a completionist slut, so I had to have her to pair with the Nightmare Revenant Kier. So as you can see, you cannot have this lady standing on her own. There's no way. You'll have to have her with the assistance of the base, which it hides really well because of the wings, so you don't have to worry about breaking the whole pose, the whole look with the stand. Because I really do not like to pose my figures with stands because it detracts from the main figure. But in this case, you kind of have to have a stand because of how very petite her little feet are. So yeah. A very handsome girl. I don't have a lot of, like I said, don't have a lot of girls in my collection. I don't really know why. I just so happen to have. I have a lot of weird robots and creatures, but not a lot of female characters. So maybe, hopefully, in the future that will change. Because the Court of the Dead, their IP it's okay for me. But the story is kind of generic and predictable. But if you look at their character design, it's insane. Like, I wish they would make some of their characters in this scale. Like, there are like knights that are skeletons, zombies with their guts out. So yeah, you could see that. Again, I'm not a fan of their proportions though. She's a little top heavy. If my wife watches this. But she is top heavy. And I don't know, this whole... It just looks weird. She looks really off balance, you know. But I bought her, so what the hell am I talking about? So that's her. So let's see her with the alternate wings. So here she is with her outstretched wings, and as you can see, this will take up a lot of space in your room, in your collection. So you need to find real estate for her before you purchase. Or you could just pose her without the wings, that's up to you really. I was sweating when I was when I was trying to pose her just in this stoic pose because of how the squishiness really gets me, because I feel like I'm gonna tear her skin off because I have to bend her legs, bend her arms, pose her. It feels like I'm gonna tear her skin off, but it held together surprisingly. And one of the benefits of this type of body type is there are no, you know, joints. You don't see joints. It's all one body. That's the plus side. But the negatives, for me, really is just the squishiness, and I don't know how long this type of figure material, this material will last in a tropic humid country. It might get sticky. The rubber might dry out, start cracking. So I took a huge risk in buying TB League. But we'll see. Maybe it will stick together, or maybe it'll just fall apart. So yeah, that's her with her outstretched wings. I wish I could keep her like this, but there's really no space in my little room for her. I mean, I could probably put her somewhere, but I want to put her somewhere respectable, I guess. So yeah, let's take a closer look at her. There she is. A little close up for all her accessories and stuff. I mean, Sideshow, when it comes with Sideshow stuff, they know what they're doing. That's why I chose to buy it, because it was Sideshow. If it was any other figure company, I would not buy such a weird IP. Court of the Dead. Oh, there's a naked girl on that. Is there a front side? Oh, there is. I thought it was just an eagle. Whoops. So apparently there's a lady on this thing. I guess that's her. And this is the base. With some weird hands. They look like tree hands. From a tree monster. Don't know. I could have done without it. Because it's just weird. Like, it's having random chopped off limbs. Maybe it's part of a comic or a art depiction of her somewhere. Little Scully headband. So if you can't see, they look a little, I don't want to call them dust, but maybe it's like a cast residue, mold residue, not residue, just flecks, like they didn't properly clean it before they took it out of the cast. That's her back. Her wingy wings. Little toes. These are really, really terrifying to put on. If you can see, it's still squishing. I don't think I put them in properly. Cause I can't. Cause I just pried these open and just stuck them in. So this one looks okay, like it's in, but this one looks like it's a little bulging out. So I have to fix that later. So this is the Valkyrie Kier in her pure form. Boom. Let's do a comparison with her nightmarish self. Okay, so here's both the Kiers in a very hastily set up backdrop. So this is the Nightmare Kier. Well, not Nightmare Kier. This is Kier how she looks like in the Court of the Dead, basically. This is the original Kier, I guess. So some of her bits are the same actually, except she's got extra shoulder guards and this cool scullies. Her feet are actually sculpted. They're not rubber like the other one. So this is the original Kier, and she comes off. Does it look the same? They kind of look different. Like this one, you could tell is more detailed, but this lacks detail. But because she's dead, basically, or not dead, but this is evil. She has an evil tone to her, and this is the reason why I bought the Kier figure, because I like masked figures. I don't know why I like figures that have masks, and this mask really sold me. And it was super cheap though. The seller was selling it for a stupid price, and I just got her for shits and gigs. No regrets. She's got some blood or maybe corruption on her arm. As you can see, the armor is, yeah, it's the same. It's painted differently. Is that the same too? Yeah, it's the same. Not the same too? Yeah, it's the same. So yeah, her bits and bobs are basically the same, just painted differently. But the differences are enough for me to get both. Like I said before in my other videos, I don't like buying duplicates, but if the differences are enough, I'll get them. And this is enough because she comes with wings, man. Her wings are, oh dear, I wonder if I could. Her wings are basically chopped off. Oops, let's see, they're very fragile, these things. Yeah, she has like little nubby nubs on her back because her wings are torn off, or she tore them off, or she ripped them off herself. So I guess this is an alternate version of Kier. This is the true form of Kier. Let's see if I can get back in position without her tipping over, because it took me a while to get her just upright. These guys are not easy to pose. They're not easy to stand. Can you stand up, please? Please? Oh. Yeah. I'll just hold you. Okay, there we go. My two Kiers. I think this is the only Court of the Dead figures I'll get. Their characters. They had one. Her name is Gethsemane, but she just looks too, I don't know, porn starry. If you see this picture, yeah, I don't know. There's not enough for her to be able to get. I mean, they do sell it in my local stores, but not interested. I think these two would just do fine. Do. Back and forth here. And the base. Can you stand? Can I get this? Nope. So this is what she comes with. It's kind of cool. Her fingers actually fit into those holes. So she's a real pissed off Kier, this original version. This version's a, well, I don't want to say angelic, because they're Valkyries, right? It's supposed to be warrior type deities, demigods or something. So that's my review of good old Kier. Okay, let's stick them in the shelf. So this is where I'll stick her, in the Court of the Dead area of my room. Next to Kier, of course. And here are the other Court of the Dead stuff I've got. You've got the Zyal, smaller Kier, and the Gethsemane? So apparently this lore is pretty rich in detail, if you guys have the time to look it up and research it. Apparently there are 3 factions in this whole IP. So there's bone, there's spirit, and there's flesh. And they're all, I don't know if they're partners, I don't know if they're conspiring, but apparently Death has a bone to pick with heaven and hell, and he's trying to organize his little factions, I guess, to make an uprising. But the details are there on YouTube if you guys are interested. Now for TB League stuff, I advise you, if you're You guys, if you're ever interested in getting TB League stuff, I suggest you guys do proper research, because these are kind of tricky to handle because of their bodies, really, because you could end up tearing them, and that's it. When you tear them, you can't fix it. So do some research, look at some reviews, and see whether or not these things are for you. But if it was up to me, I'd probably, I would recommend these guys. They're pretty cool. They fit well with your Hot Toys, and they will catch your eye in your collection. They're that eye-catching, I guess. Oh, that's my review for Kier Heavenly Sword. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, so there you go. Go get 'em.